Hi, Richard. Thanks for joining me today. I've got Richard today from Voyager Social. He is the CEO of the company. Richard, thanks again for taking the time. Tell us a little bit about your business and what you do.
We have the interesting position right now of being in the travel industry. And of course, that for the last 2 years has been a pretty rough place to be. But we have managed to do reasonably well and hold our ground simply because of our technology side of the company. We really are a company that does both advertising for travel suppliers, names that you would recognize like cruise lines and tour companies. And then we build websites and technologies for travel agents. And that travel agency side of things remarkably has been very stable. Advertising took a bit of a dip, but it's been an interesting time at the last stage of my career here. I seem to be back in school. I'm learning a lot.
Excellent. And how are you doing your marketing before you came to VBOUT?
Well, our marketing has always been largely based in email and social media. So to give you an example, we basically, in terms of email, probably sent out somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 million pieces of email last year. We have a pretty sizable spend on Facebook and Instagram. And so that's been the primary way. We've got about 50,000 followers on Facebook. We have a database of travel agents of roughly 80,000. And so between those two platforms, we've managed to build the company over the past 15 years.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Wow. So before you came to VBOUT, what were some of the frustrations that you had with the current approach that you were doing with the other tool or software that you were using?
Well, it's always difficult to accurately know what your ROI is when you talk about social media. And so the more ways you have of monitoring and developing some sort of access to the metrics, the better off you are. Email was a little bit different in that the ROI on email is pretty evident. Mm-hmm. and easy to discern. So they're almost at two different opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of the ability to easily understand and access metrics. So I would say that was probably the primary thing. The other thing is that a lot of the technologies that we were utilizing were probably not as advanced as they needed to be. And there were some, there were always chronic weak spots in the course of using any software from beginning to end.
Okay, great. So and speaking to the chronic weak spots that you were using with the software, well, it sounds like multiple components of software before you came to VBOUT. Was there an event or a particular, say, incident that really motivated you guys to start looking for something different to kind of help align with your business?
Well, in many ways, what we're doing with VBOUT is different from what we've done in the past. We certainly are utilizing VBOUT's tools for our own purposes internally, but we are also building applications around VBOUT. So we're making extensive use of your API, and we are developing what is essentially software as a service, utilizing a lot of your technology. So we're putting you to use in a way that we'd never really done before in the past, and we're eager to see what the eventual evolution of that might be.
That's excellent. That's fantastic. Thanks. And what has been your experience switching over to VBOUT since what you were working on before?
I think the biggest difference. I mean, the tools are excellent, and the tools have served us well. And we have what I would think to be a pretty intimate knowledge of a lot of them since we're digging into the API. So that is certainly evident that the product is evolving and keeping up, and in some instances far ahead of what we're seeing elsewhere in the market. And we have used several other products in the past, including some of our own. The biggest difference I would have to point to with regard to VBOUT, though, has been the support. The support has been excellent. The onboarding was excellent. The ability to reach out and access the support team has been tremendous. And in our position where we are both a customer and a supplier to other customers, the concept of customer service is very important. For us and our products, it's almost an ethic. And I see the same type of thing reflected back to me in VBOUT. So the technology is tremendous. The technology is good, as you would expect, but the customer service is equally as important, and it's been exemplary.
Excellent. And I was actually just looking at my notes here to see our history together. I know we've almost been working together for almost a year, which has been fantastic. So thanks for the feedback on that, Richard. Now, how things have been different, how are things different with your business today than what they were before? And I know that you touched on the support, but I guess where do you see the future with your business now that you've got these processes in place and you have a clearly defined outline of where your business is heading?
Well, the year you spoke of, we have spent almost that entire year in development. So we are on the verge of launching the new product that we have built with your API. And so it's all uphill. There's no doubt that we are impressed with the product, and that's a good sign. You know, I've always had a pretty good gut instinct for our projects and how I think they'll do. And if I don't have that gut instinct, then I'll back off of it. And we have gone pretty much bulldogged our way through all of the COVID mess and everything for the last year, because it's a good project. I'm looking forward to seeing what it does turn into.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Richard. And how can people reach out to your business, Voyager Social?
The best way to reach us right now is through our company, Travel Research Online.
Okay.
And that can be found at travelresearchonline.com.
Okay.
And the website for Voyager Social is almost finished, and that will be voyagersocial.io.
Okay.
And we would anticipate having that up in the next 2 weeks.
Excellent. Richard, I want to thank you for taking the time.
Well, thank you so much.
All right. Great. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.